Welcome back to my channel, because today's story is one you won't believe until you hear it all. The kind of betrayal that cuts so deep it makes you question every smile, every word, every touch you thought meant something. I always trusted the three most important people in my life: my wife of 10 years, my childhood best friend, and my financial advisor, the man who had guided me through every investment and loan, every financial decision. And yet, the moment I thought I was untouchable, I realized they were orchestrating a plan to strip me of everything I had worked for. It started subtly, with small financial missteps I blamed on myself, investments that seemed to vanish overnight, and little remarks from my wife that now, in retrospect, carried hidden meanings, the kind of jokes only they would laugh at. But at the time I smiled and nodded, oblivious to the storm brewing right in my living room. And then the pieces fell into place one late night when I stayed behind after a business dinner, pretending to be asleep while listening through the thin walls to a conversation between my wife and my best friend, her voice low and sly, my friend's chuckle confirming everything, whispers of money transfers, property titles, and offshore accounts, and even my financial advisor's name came up, a co-conspirator in their scheme. And at that moment, my blood ran cold but my mind raced faster, because betrayal this deep isn't something you can confront head-on without consequences. No, revenge requires patience, observation, and strategy. So I let them continue thinking they were untouchable while I documented everything. Screenshots of messages, recorded calls with my advisor under the guise of routine check-ins, and even a hidden camera in my home office that captured the exact moment my wife and best friend celebrated a successful move, while I pretended to sleep, smiling to myself as the evidence piled up, each day feeding my plan while they grew bolder, until the perfect moment arrived. I'd recently finalized a major deal with my company that would triple my net worth, and the same day, I invited all three of them to a celebration dinner at our house, presenting the perfect trap. Disguised as gratitude, my wife in her evening dress, my best friend pretending to be casual, my advisor smiling with false confidence, and as the champagne glasses clinked, I calmly pulled out my tablet and projected the screen onto the wall, showing every transaction, every secret account, every whisper and laugh caught on camera, the room freezing as their faces drained of color, my wife stammering, my friend trying to explain away the evidence, and my advisor, who had always prided himself on being untouchable, sweating under the realization that his career, reputation, and freedom were now in my hands. And I didn't shout, I didn't attack, I simply smiled, the coldest, calmest smile, and laid out my terms. They would return every penny, confess to every lie, and disappear from my life forever, or I would release everything to the authorities, my lawyer, and the press, and watch them burn publicly while I walked away with my empire intact. They tried bargaining, pleading, even lying, but I had anticipated every move, every excuse, every angle, and with every word they spoke, my satisfaction grew, because betrayal this deep deserves a reckoning this precise. And finally, after what felt like an eternity of humiliation and denial, they signed the papers, returned the stolen assets, and disappeared from my life like shadows at dawn, leaving me alone in my house, my empire untouched. My trust shattered but my power restored, and as I sat back in my chair, swirling the untouched champagne in my glass, I realized revenge isn't about rage. It's about precision, patience, and making the ones who thought they could destroy you watch as their own schemes crumble perfectly, like a game of chess where every move has been anticipated, every pawn, knight, and queen accounted for. And in that silent, victorious moment, I knew I had won not just my money, but my life back, cleaner, stronger, and smarter. A lesson carved deep into their hearts, a story I will never forget, and a warning to anyone who thinks loyalty can be bought with smiles, lies, or betrayal, because in the end, the one who keeps their eyes open, who plays the long game, always comes out on top.